The smell of roasted turkey and pine filled my parents' dining room as the entire Martinez family gathered for Christmas dinner. 23 people crammed around tables pushed together, crystal glasses clinking, everyone in their holiday best. I sat near the end, phone in hand, refreshing my email every 30 seconds. The Forbes 30 Under 30 list was dropping today, Christmas Day of all days, and I'd been sworn to secrecy for 2 weeks. Attention everyone. My father stood, tapping his wine glass with a fork. Before we eat, I want to recognize someone special. Lauren, stand up. My older sister rose, beaming in her red cashmere sweater. She was 34, a middle school English teacher, beloved by students and parents alike. Lauren just won Teacher of the Year for the entire district, Dad announced, voice swelling with pride. 500 teachers and our Lauren came out on top. That's real achievement. That's making a difference in the world. The room erupted in applause. My mother dabbed her eyes with a napkin. My aunts and uncles stood for a standing ovation. Even my teenage cousins looked impressed. Speech. Speech. Uncle Carlos called out. Lauren laughed, modest and graceful. Thank you all. I'm honored. Teaching is my calling. It's not about money or fame. It's about shaping young minds, changing lives one student at a time. That's what real work looks like. More applause. My father hugged her, then turned to address the room. This is what success looks like, family. Stability, respect, community impact. Not chasing trends or get-rich-quick schemes. Real work that matters. His eyes flicked to me just for a second. Message received. I kept my expression neutral and checked my phone again. Nothing yet. My cousin Miguel leaned over, whispering, Dude, put the phone away. You're being rude. Just waiting for something. On Christmas? Come on, Jordan. Whatever internet thing you're doing can wait. I said nothing. As everyone settled in to eat, my Aunt Rosa addressed the table. So, Lauren, what's next for you? Principal track? Curriculum director. Lauren smiled. Actually, I've been offered a position developing reading programs at the state level. It's a significant pay increase and a chance to impact education policy. That's wonderful, my mother gushed. See everyone, this is how you build a career. Step by step, earning respect, making real contributions. Unlike some people, my brother-in-law Eric muttered, just loud enough for me to hear. Who wastes their 20s playing on computers? Several people glanced my way. I carved my turkey and said nothing. Eric has a point, my father said, setting down his fork. Jordan, we need to discuss this. You're 29 years old. You've been doing this internet business thing for 6 years now. When are you going to get serious about your future? I am serious about my future, Dad. Are you? Because from where we're sitting, you're frittering away your prime earning years on some website company nobody understands. You live in a tiny apartment, drive a 15-year-old car, and as far as we can tell, you're barely scraping by. That's not. Let me finish. His voice hardened. Your sister has a pension, health benefits, job security. Your cousin Miguel just made partner at his law firm. Your cousin Sophia is a nurse practitioner. These are real careers with real futures. What do you have? The table had gone silent. 23 pairs of eyes watched me. I have a company that... A company, Uncle Carlos laughed. Jordan, you're a freelancer with a fancy title. We've been patient with your experiment, but it's time to face facts. Your internet business isn't working. How would you know if it's working? You've never asked about it. Because we don't need to ask, my mother said, her voice gentle but pitying. We have eyes, honey. You never go on vacation. You work constantly. You don't have savings for a house or retirement. These are signs of struggle, not success. Maybe I'm investing in growth instead of. Investing in growth, Eric snorted. That's startup talk for, I'm broke but don't want to admit it. Jordan, I work in finance. I know what real business looks like. Whatever you're doing isn't it. My father leaned forward. Here's what we're proposing. Miguel's law firm is expanding their IT department. It's a stable job, good salary, room for advancement. He can get you an interview after the holidays. I don't need. Pride isn't going to pay your bills, my father said firmly. This internet fantasy has gone on long enough. We're your family. We want to help you. But you have to be willing to accept reality. What reality is that? That you're not Mark Zuckerberg. You're not going to stumble into billions with a website. You're a smart kid who went down the wrong path, and it's time to correct course before you waste your entire 30s too. My phone buzzed. My heart jumped. But it was just my business partner. Forbes drops in 15 minutes. You ready? I typed back, ready. Lauren noticed me texting. Jordan, seriously? Dad's trying to help you and you're on your phone? This is exactly the problem. You can't disconnect. You're addicted to that device and whatever fantasy world you've created. I'm not in a fantasy world. Then explain this, my Aunt Rosa said. Explain why a successful businessman would live like a college student. Explain why you never talk about your work. Explain why you can't afford nice things. I can afford nice things. I choose not to spend money on them. Why not? My mother asked. If your business is so successful, why not enjoy the fruits of your labor? Why not buy a house, a decent car, take a vacation? Unless. Her face fell. Oh honey, are you in debt? Is that what this is? I'm not in debt, Mom. Then what? My father demanded. What is this mysterious company you run that requires you to live like a monk? What do you even do? I run a software company called. And no one wants to hear about your internet business, my father announced, cutting me off. We've been polite for years, Jordan. We've listened to your vague explanations about software solutions and cloud platforms. None of us understand it, and frankly, none of us believe it's as legitimate as you claim. The words hung in the air. 23 people nodded in agreement, turning back to their meals, dismissing me entirely. My phone buzzed again. Forbes, 30 under 30 list live now. Check your Twitter. My hands trembled slightly as I opened the app. There it was, pinned to the top of Forbes' feed. Introducing the 2024 Forbes 30 under 30 list. Meet the young innovators reshaping business, technology, and society. I clicked the link. The list loaded. And there, at number 1 in the technology category, was my name, Jordan Martinez, 29, founder and CEO of CloudSync Solutions. Below my professional headshot, the description read, Martinez built CloudSync from his apartment into the fastest-growing enterprise cloud security platform in the industry. Annual revenue, $340 million. Client roster includes 18 Fortune 500 companies and the Department of Defense. Recent Series C funding valued the company at $1.8 billion. Martinez owns 64% of shares, making him one of the youngest self-made technology entrepreneurs in America. I stared at the screen, reading it 3 times to make sure it was real. Jordan, are you even listening? My father's voice pulled me back. Put the phone away. This is family time. I looked up at him, then at the faces around the table. All of them certain I was a failure. All of them convinced they knew better. Dad, you should check Forbes' Twitter. What? Why would I? Just check it. Everyone should check it. Jordan, we're eating Christmas dinner. We're not interested in your internet stuff right now. My cousin Sophia pulled out her phone anyway, curious despite herself. She typed, scrolled, and then her face went completely white. Oh my God. What? Lauren asked. He's on. Oh my God. Sophia turned her phone to show Lauren. Lauren's eyes widened. She grabbed the phone, read quickly, and her expression transformed from superiority to shock. This can't be real. What can't be real? My mother was getting anxious now. Jordan's name is on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. Number 1 in technology. The room went silent. That's impossible, my father said flatly. Forbes? The Forbes. I'm looking at it right now, Sophia said. Jordan Martinez, CEO of CloudSync Solutions. It says his company makes $340 million in annual revenue. My mother's face went pale. 340. And he owns 64%, Sophia continued reading. Which means his personal stake is worth over $1 billion. Let me see that, Uncle Carlos demanded, grabbing Sophia's phone. His lips moved as he read. Department of Defense, 18 Fortune 500 companies, valued at $1.8 billion. He looked up at me, stunned. Is this real? It's real. But how did we not know? My mother whispered. $1 billion. Our son is a billionaire and we didn't know. I tried to tell you. 2 years ago at Thanksgiving I mentioned CloudSync closed a $200 million Series B. You changed the subject to Lauren's classroom decorating award. Last Christmas I said we were signing contracts with Microsoft and Amazon. You asked if that meant I was doing tech support for them. My father's face had turned an alarming shade of red. You're telling me, all this time we thought you were struggling, you were running $1 billion company? I tried to explain my work. Every time I brought it up, someone said no one wanted to hear about my internet business. Miguel was frantically Googling on his phone now. Holy shit, there are articles. TechCrunch, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg. CloudSync's meteoric rise. The quiet success of Jordan Martinez. From apartment startup to Pentagon contractor. He looked at me with something like awe. Jordan, you're famous in the tech world. Not famous. Just successful. Just successful? Eric's voice cracked. You're worth over $1 billion. That's not just successful. That's extraordinary. My mother stood abruptly, her chair scraping loudly. She moved toward me, arms outstretched, tears streaming. Jordan, honey, I'm so sorry. We didn't understand. We thought. You thought I was a failure, I said quietly. You thought I was wasting my life. You were ready to stage an intervention and force me into Miguel's IT department. We were trying to help, my father protested. How were we supposed to know? By asking. By showing interest. By treating my career with the same respect you show Lauren's teaching or Miguel's law practice. But you didn't. You decided it wasn't legitimate and nothing I said could change your minds. Lauren had tears in her eyes now. Jordan, I'm sorry. The way I talked about real work. I didn't mean to belittle what you do. I just didn't understand. You didn't want to understand, I corrected. None of you did. It was easier to assume I was failing than to admit you didn't comprehend my industry. My phone was exploding now with notifications. Congratulations from investors, clients, other entrepreneurs. Interview requests from CNN, CNBC, Bloomberg. Messages from friends celebrating. And one from my business partner. We did it, man. Top of the Forbes list. Told you we'd change the world. My Aunt Rosa found her voice, though it was small. Jordan, what does CloudSync do exactly? We provide cloud security infrastructure for enterprises. Encryption, access management, threat detection. When companies move their data to the cloud, we keep it safe from breaches. And the Pentagon uses your software? Uncle Carlos asked, still in shock. Most of the federal government does. Plus major banks, healthcare systems, tech companies. We protect the data infrastructure that runs modern society. $340 million in revenue, my father repeated, like he was trying to make the number real. Last year. Yes. This year we're projecting $500 million. My mother sat down heavily, staring at her untouched turkey. We told you to get a real job. We mocked your internet business. Oh God, Jordan, what have we done? You showed me who you really are, I said, standing. You showed me that your love and respect came with conditions. Lauren gets praised for Teacher of the Year because you understand teaching. I build a company that protects national security, and you tell me to work in IT support. That's not fair, my father said desperately. We just wanted what was best for you. No. You wanted what was comfortable for you. What you could explain to your friends. What fit your definition of success. And when I succeeded on my own terms in my own way, you couldn't see it because you weren't looking. I grabbed my coat from the rack near the door. Where are you going? My mother asked, panicked. We haven't even had dessert. We need to talk about this. We need to. You need to process the fact that your narrative was wrong. I need to get back to my apartment, the tiny one you're so ashamed of, because I have calls with Forbes, Bloomberg, and 3 venture capital firms who want to discuss our Series D funding. Jordan, please, Lauren said, tears streaming. Don't leave like this. We're sorry. We were wrong. We're so incredibly wrong and we know it now. I believe you're sorry. But you're sorry because Forbes validated me, not because you suddenly respect my work. You're sorry because my success is now public and quantifiable. You weren't sorry when you thought I was poor. My cousin Sophia spoke up, her voice shaking. Jordan, we love you. That doesn't change. Doesn't it? Because 30 minutes ago, Dad was ready to force me into a corporate IT job because he was embarrassed by my career. Now that you know I'm a billionaire, suddenly it's, we love you, we're sorry we were wrong. That's not love. That's opportunism. I opened the door, cold December air rushing in. When you're ready to actually respect my work, Not just the dollar amount attached to it. Let me know. Merry Christmas. I walked out, leaving them frozen around the Christmas table, surrounded by half-eaten turkey and the ruins of their certainty. Behind me, I heard my mother's sobs, my father's stunned silence. Lawrence whispered, "What have we done?" My phone buzzed continuously as I drove home. Forbes wanted an interview. TechCrunch wanted a profile. CNBC wanted me on Squawk Box. The tech world was celebrating CloudSync's recognition, congratulating me on making the prestigious list. My family was silent. I pulled into my apartment complex, the one they'd mocked for being small. It was a 4-unit building I'd bought 2 years ago. I lived in one unit, rented out the others. Property value had tripled. Inside my tiny apartment, I opened my laptop and joined the video call with my team. 12 faces appeared on screen, everyone grinning, some holding champagne. "There he is," my CTO shouted. "Forbes 30 under 30, #1 in technology. Jordan, you crushed it." "We crushed it," I corrected. "This is all of our success." "How was Christmas dinner?" my business partner asked. "Did you tell your family?" "They found out. Through Forbes' Twitter." "Oh man. How'd that go?" "About as well as you'd expect. We spent 2 hours strategizing, interviews to accept, partnerships to pursue, Series D planning. My team was brilliant, dedicated, passionate about our work. They'd believed in CloudSync when it was just an idea and a pitch deck. Unlike my family, who'd needed Forbes to tell them I was worth believing in. My phone lit up around midnight. Text from my father, "Jordan, we need to talk. Please. Your mother is devastated." Then my mother, "I'm so proud of you. Always have been. Please come back so we can celebrate properly." Then Lauren, "I love you, little brother. I'm sorry I didn't see how amazing you are. Can we start over?" I set the phone down without responding. Maybe eventually I'd forgive them. Maybe eventually we'd rebuild our relationship on actual respect instead of conditional approval. But that was a problem for tomorrow. Tonight I was Forbes 30 under 30, #1 in technology. Tonight I was the CEO of a company that secured data for millions of users. Tonight I was proof that unconventional paths could lead to extraordinary success. And I'd done it all while my family wasn't watching. The irony would never stop being funny. But at least now they'd finally started paying attention.